the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications. This is Nebraska Nightly.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Sophie Farrell.
And I'm Hayden Hudson. Black History Month celebrations continue across Lincoln, but first, the city is preparing for a blast of freezing temperatures.
That's our top story today. Well, Puxatawny Phil was right, as it appears a brutal week of winter weather is ahead for Lincoln. Nebraska Nightly's Evan Donlinger joins us from Lincoln's Centennial Mall with more about the upcoming winter storm. Evan?
Thanks, Sophie. I'm from Centennial Mall, and it is reportedly 17 degrees and feels like 0. Here are some tips for how to brave the winter frost.
Spring is coming to a close in Lincoln.
And Wednesday afternoon, it gets very cold too. The weather pattern we're in, and with this system passing, we're going to drag in a lot of dry, cold air from the north in the days to come. And I think Thursday morning bottoms out below 0.
After a very dry winter season, snow chances up to multiple inches are forecasted leading up to Valentine's Day, something KLKN morning meteorologist Jessica Blum says is typical for the Lincoln area.
Years we've been like this in the past. We've seen pretty active February months, so the end of this winter season so far could still be fairly active. I don't know that we'll catch up to normal amounts. Normal snowfall amounts for Lincoln would be 17 inches, and obviously we were way below that.
As this storm brings dangerous conditions to campus, Blum reminds students to take the necessary precautions on their journey to classes.
Just bundle up the extra layers. I think a lot of college kids think they can tough it out with less layers, and that's just not always smart, especially when we're talking about wind chills of 10 to 20 below Thursday morning. Frostbite can happen in a matter of 30 minutes, which can be some people's walks from one end of campus to the others.
As for drivers, Blum says to be a defensive driver, pack extra water, and ensure you have a blanket or extra warm clothes in case of emergency.
So, stay warm, stay hydrated, and stay ready. This is Evan Donlinger live from Centennial Mall. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Evan. It is sure to be brutal outside the rest of the week. For a full look at the winter weather forecast, let's go to meteorologist Logan Schlottman at the Weather Wall. Logan?
Yeah, it's quite cold out there, and we're going to be seeing those potentials of snow coming in, but let's talk about what we can see for the rest of this week going into Saturday. So from today on to Wednesday, we'll probably be seeing those high chances for snow, with the highest amounts probably in southeast Nebraska. From also today on to Thursday, we're going to be seeing very cold temperatures, negative 15 to about 25 below, wind chills. That is quite cold. And then from Friday to Saturday, we have a chance for round 2 for snow, around 40 to 60%. But in Lincoln right now, like they said earlier, 17 degrees, a northeasterly wind of 13 miles per hour with gusts up to 20. But as we look at our current temperatures across the rest of the state, for majority of southern Nebraska, we're going to be in the teens, but up in northern Nebraska, some places are going to be in the single digits. Taking a look at satellite, a lot of cloudiness over across the entire United States, but going into the radar for Nebraska, we'll be seeing some places with possible snow bands. But we'll take a look at our NAMS model, where we're going to be seeing those snowstorms possibly pick up throughout the night, but it's probably going to stop around Wednesday evening. As we take a look at the possible snow totals, we'll be seeing a smaller amount, higher amounts down in southeast Nebraska, especially below I-80, where you can get 3 to 5 or even 5 to 8. But for the majority of northern Nebraska, they had their snow last night, but for this storm, it's going to be around 1 to 3 inches or even just a trace to 1. And then taking a look at our snow chances, we'll be seeing those temperatures go down around 7 degrees tonight, with snow accumulations about 1 to 3. Looking at the week ahead, we'll be seeing those temperatures rise up to around 37 degrees before cooling down into the teens and 20s. Cancel for school, we don't know for sure, but we'll be seeing soon.
Just when I think I can put my hat and mittens away, the weather tricks me again.
Winter's trying to jumpstart a little late, as we've been seeing here throughout Lincoln.
Thanks, Logan. The newly revamped Husker Tech office had its grand opening last Tuesday after construction began in September of 2024. This sleek 1,550 square foot space still offers the same services as before, including laptop checkout, repair, and IT services. This new space has plenty of room for students to browse through available merchandise, like Apple, Dell, and Lenovo products. Husker Tech is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on the first floor of the Union. For more information regarding upcoming events and promotions, visit huskertech.unl.edu.
The Association of Students is reminding you on their social media about the continued support UNL is offering in regards to inclusion. This comes after the UNL Office of Diversity and Inclusion announced its closure last August, and in response, the Association of Students hosted a town hall. Last week, Elizabeth Herbin said ASUN is doing what it can to support students.
The budget, we don't have the resources to just reopen the office or try to replicate services. Like listening are really powerful tools.
If you need support from the ASUN office, visit asun.unl.edu.
Lincoln native and former UNL student Luke Ferreter is a member of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Ferreter made a name for himself after decoding ancient Greek text drowned in ash and volcanic mud from Mount Vesuvius. President Donald Trump is asking the Doge project to modernize federal technology and maximize government efficiency and productivity. An executive order has led the Doge team to more than 15 federal agencies so far. Coming up next on Nebraska Nightly.
An interview with the African Student Association. Stick with us.
Nearly 1 in 3 Husker students struggle with food insecurity. Husker Pantry addresses food insecurity and a welcoming space by providing free food and personal items to UNL students in need. Due to high demand, the pantry often runs out of essential items. Help keep the pantry stocked by donating the most needed items. From canned food to personal items and cleaning supplies, you can make a difference by donating. Learn how to donate by visiting pantry.unl.edu.
February is Black History Month, and there are quite a few events happening around campus.
Nebraska Nightly's Bella Pitts sits down with the treasurer of the African Student Association. Bella?
I'm here with Faith Marithi, the treasurer of the African Student Association. I want to know a little more about, since it is Black History Month, what events do you guys plan to put on?
Yeah, so Black History Month is a big month for us. We want to facilitate a month themed on Black heritage, or specifically African heritage for African Student Association. And so we're hoping to host an event themed around Black History Month to just have people that want to learn about Black culture to just come together. We'll probably do like a Black History Month like craft, maybe just talk about like our stories. And then also if you've watched like the Jubilee line videos, we hosted an event last semester themed about the Black diaspora, and that was a pretty popular event for us, and so we're hoping to go bigger on that this semester and just host that in a space for other students, maybe like our predominantly white institution students, to come and really hear our stories as Black people and as African people. So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any specific success stories that you have had with helping the people in a community or anybody specifically at UNL?
I talk to a lot of people that come to our club, and I think the one thing that I always hear is that they really feel like this is a place they can be themselves and talk about things that they struggle with or things that they just want to be heard about. And so having African Student Association on campus has been really helpful for people that maybe don't really side with Black heritage and are actually more African, like myself. I'm from Kenya, and so yes, like I'm a Black American by looks, but that's just not my culture. And so having a place for African students specifically is really helpful for them, and I think that has been a pretty successful thing for campus, and just a place for even people who aren't of African heritage to just come and hear the stories, because you know, sometimes someone is really interested, but they have no place to get that information and no place to get those personal stories. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this was Faith, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Bella. Coming up on Nebraska Nightly, women's basketball was in action last night.
And Husker baseball spoke to the media today. Sports is next right here on Nebraska Nightly.
Social media is a daily part of many college students' lives, something we've become used to, but it can also be overwhelming and draining. Studies show that taking regular breaks from social media reduces stress and improves mental health. Too much screen time has been proven to increase anxiety, while stepping away helps you reconnect with the world around you. Take a break. Protect your mental health.
Okay, so how about this much?
I don't know.
Well, how about this much?
I don't know.
How about...
Actually, I don't know.
Okay, maybe this much?
I don't know.
The very tip of your pencil, a fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt. That's how much it takes for a dose of fentanyl to become lethal. Learn more at realdealonfentanyl.com.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Bridger Cruz. Last time the Hawkeyes and Huskers played in PBA, there was a court storm after a Husker upset victory. And last night, Nebraska was looking to repeat and make it 3 in a row versus Iowa. Now, Iowa comes into PBA looking to end the season series at 1 apiece, and Nebraska was just looking to get back into the win column after dropping their last 2. It all started off with Lucy Olson hitting the triple. She ended with 32 points on the night. After that, Alberti Rimdahl with the tough and 1 bucket. She ended with a team-high 20 points on the night. Then after that, chaos ensues on the court, and Logan Nisley drills the 3 to keep things close. Taylor McCabe looking around, they find her in the corner, and she buries a triple, one of her 5 threes on the day. Iowa takes the win on the road and advances to 17-7, and Nebraska drops their 3rd straight game and falls to 16-8. Husker baseball held media availability today as they gear up to make the trip to Scottsdale, Arizona to play UC Irvine in their season opener. And for head coach Will Bolt, well, he says his veterans are bought in to defend their Big Ten title.
And they say, Coach, we understand that it's going to take all of us to win anyway. So whatever that looks like, we trust you. And that's a good feeling. I think it speaks to the culture that we have in our clubhouse, that those guys are just kind of bought into what we're doing.
Baseball season, it's going to be a good one. Big Ten champs last year. You've got to be excited for what's to come.
I absolutely love Husker baseball. I'm so excited that it's baseball season again, and I can't wait to get back to Haymarket Park.
And then Scottsdale, Arizona to play UC Irvine for the first game of the season. Going to be a good one.
I wish I was in Arizona. It's much warmer here.
Thank you so much, Bridger. Those with a sweet tooth were treated to chocolates and wines last week, just in time for Valentine's Day.
Nebraska Nightly's Joel Bierbauer has the story.
Valentine's Day celebrations are underway, and the Lincoln community loves this confectionery occasion. The 39th annual Chocolate Lovers Fantasy was held here at the Graduate Hotel on Saturday, February 8th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., offering attendees a decadent display of chocolatey goodness from local bakers, restaurants, and chocolatiers.
So this is my 2nd year being a featured chef. I was invited back this year. This year I provided a Texas sheet cake for everyone to sample.
The event also offered a silent auction and delicious appetizers, as well as cocktails provided by the Italian Vine wine distributors.
Well, I was presenting the wines tonight, so I'm pairing the wines with the chocolates for this evening.
This event serves as a fundraiser for the Lincoln Haymarket Development Corporation, highlighting the importance of supporting local businesses and sharing a treat with those you love.
It gives the opportunity for everyone to come together and be a part of the community.
I think it's great because it gets people out to recognize the small businesses that we have in our market, which is it's really important for driving commerce and giving people, giving people what they would like from people like them.
If you happen to attend the festivities, you are certain to have a sweet tooth and perhaps a new Valentine's Day tradition. Joel Bierbauer, Nebraska Nightly.
As Lincoln braces for the cold weather, let's take one last look at our forecast.
Joining us again is meteorologist Logan Schlappman. Logan?
Yeah, taking a look at the next 7 days, they're going to be a little warmer than we've seen a little bit, but it's slowly going to be settling up to where our highest for the next 7 days is going to be 37 degrees on Friday, but that's going to come with another chance of showers and snow. As we see on Saturday, there's a chance of snow and a high of 29. But for the next 3 days, it's probably going to be more colder throughout the week and going into next week.
You know what, for me, that means I'm gonna cuddle up in bed with a book and a warm cup of coffee. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hoping I'll do too. That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on Friday.
Stay warm and have a great night.
Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.